Do a video today to kind of walk you guys through how I do a little training, stuff like that. What I'm doing is making a transition from a 1911 back to a Glock. And why I'm doing that is I kind of had some sciatic nerve pain the other day and kind of put me down. So I'm transitioning back to a lighter Glock just because, like I said before, with the belt rides and stuff in that 1911, I'm making a transition back. So instead of just grabbing that gun, although I've carried it for years and years and years, I haven't carried it in probably the last year and a half. I haven't carried a Glock. So I want to come down here and I want to train a little bit, get my kind of muscle memory back to a Glock to make the transition over to 1911. I'm kind of a believer in you can carry whatever gun you want, just train with that gun. And I'm kind of a believer in you stay with the platform. If you carry a single action with a safety, carry 3, 4, 5 different ones, it doesn't matter as long as that action is the same. Same thing with striker fired. If you carry a striker fired pistol, it really doesn't matter too much as far as a Glock, a VP9, a PPQ, something like that. As far as your everyday carry, change out isn't that drastic. Same thing with a double action, single action, whatever. But I wouldn't go from a striker fired gun one day to a double action, single action fired gun the next day. That's me personally. You guys maybe can make the transition better than I can, but this is what I do. So I was going to show you how I start. I start slow. I start with a 4-second par time. And what that does, it just gets my fundamentals down because I'm not rushing nothing. I'm taking the full 4 seconds to come out, push in, fire 2 rounds. And what that does is get all my muscle memory down, get my trigger pull good. I'm finding the front sight for both shots. That's another key thing usually when you're coming from the holster. It's something you have to make a conscious effort of. Because more often than not, you want to come out and fire 2 rounds and then think about your sights. So at this point, 4 seconds, it's kind of helping me train my brain, find that front sight before you squeeze that round off. Because to me, I think that's a good skill to develop. It's hard because it does take a lot of time and a lot of doing to do that. Because like I said, I come out and I'll just rip off 2 rounds and then think about the sight. So with this 4-second par time, I'll show you how long it is to get on target. Nothing's rushed, and you want to use the full 4 seconds. And if you're just starting out, you can use 5, you can use 6, it doesn't matter. Whatever par time you use the whole time. Don't rush and go, oh, I beat it that time. You really don't want to beat it. You want to come on, fire that second round right about the time the buzzer goes off. So I'm going to go ahead and load and make ready. I'll show you guys basically how long 4 seconds is on a shot timer. So it's going to start at a random time, and we'll come out and we'll follow the timer. So it's going to start at a random time. Clear garment, come up, find, and I still beat it, even by narrating through there. So that's a lot of time. The other thing is, when you holster, make sure you reluctantly reholster. You've maybe heard that term before. What you do is make sure your fingers off the trigger, clear your garment, come back. You can look at your holster if you want to. There's no issue with that. Some instructors say, you should know where it's at and all that kind of stuff. If you're holstering, whatever bad thing you had to do is done. So there's no time limit on putting your gun back in the holster. Take your time. So again, 4 seconds. Oops, I missed cover garment, but I still came out. Still got my 2 rounds in before the timer went off. So that's to show you how much time you have in 4 seconds. So I'm not pushing nothing. What I'll do this time is I'll come out 4 seconds, and then I'll take an untimed headshot. And what that does, it really makes you focus on your front sight, your fundamentals, to make that headshot. I don't care how long it takes me. It can't be out of the box, though. That's kind of my own rule. I can't miss that headshot. So again, 4 under time, 1 knot. Come out. Roll over. Now I'm going to take an untimed headshot. We want to make that good hit. So holster back. Same thing. That first round, I didn't find the front sight because I rushed it. So what I usually do on how I train, it's kind of counterproductive to a time. So what I mean by that is the fastest you can be is as still as you can be and just deliberate movements and motion towards your draw stroke. I like to add a step on my draw. I've learned that from different instructors or whatever. Tactical response is a big one on it. It's called get off the X. And there's a thought process behind that. I guess it was developed in the Air Force during Vietnam. It's called the OOLA loop, I believe is what it is. But it's basically a scientific study that says your brain has to react to a reaction, and it takes, just maybe a split second, whatever. But if you do an action that someone's not expecting, they have to process that. So even if a guy's pulling his gun out towards you, and you take a step, now at very least he's got to track you with his gun. It's going to hopefully buy you a little bit of time. So I'll show you what that looks like in the 4 second. Still the same way. We got plenty of time. So we're going to step. I'm going to get off the line of this side, pull, and fire 2 rounds. And that's what I like to do. Unfortunately, that isn't conducive to, say, a 1 second draw time, because you're incorporating movement. And I'm okay with that. I believe the benefits are better coming offline than to just get the raw speed shots. So what I'll do now is I don't know how many rounds I got left in this magazine, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire my 2 rounds. If I run dry, I'm going to do emergency reload. If not, I'm going to do a tactical reload. And I'm going to let it hit the dirt anyway. Magazine go to the ground either way. And I'll show you that I move in that as well. Double tap. And you see, even that process of stumbling a little bit, but getting your mag in, but you move. You want to get that mag in, but move. Get, anytime that gun goes down, you want to move. Get offline, because you want to have that guy have some kind of delay if your gun's down, or if you're in the act of pulling your gun. You want to, like I said, you're just kind of trying to buy yourself a little time with that movement, that he's got to process what you're doing. So we'll try one more time here with a movement and a untimed headshot. I still got those 2 in, moved, and almost a headshot in with those 4 seconds. And like I said, I'm not pushing, I'm not rushing it. I'm trying to do everything clean and trying to get that muscle memory back of carrying a Glock. So that's just some training drills I go through. You can do the same thing with dry fire, because I know it's hard to find a range that'll let you draw from the holster. So for some of you guys, it's just not feasible. Dry fire is a great practice. If you don't have a shot timer and you're doing dry practice, download an app on your phone. There's probably 15 of them out there that'll set par times, stuff like that. So if you want to do a par time of X amount to get your gun out, and dry fire, whatever, just make sure you do it safe. Make sure everything's unloaded. Follow the safety rules and stuff like that. Dry fire, don't have any ammunition around while you're doing it, but practice, get that muscle memory down and get in your shirt, because I miss it sometimes as well when I'm practicing. There's times I miss my shirt. Well, if I miss it, I still got to make it up. I can't stop. That's another thing, is work through it. Finish that out. Whether you have a bad reload, whether you have a bad draw, whatever, that on that particular series, finish it out, because in a gunfight, there is no second chance like that. You can't go, oh wait, I missed my shirt, hold on a second, let me try that. No, finish it out, whatever you got to do. Get that gun out, get it running, and finish that fight. So, anyways, guys, I hope that you learned something here today as far as doing some out of the holster work, setting your par times, doing it slow, doing it controlled. The best way to do it, obviously, is under an instructor. If you don't have that option or whatever, do it safely. Do it at home. Film yourself so you can watch yourself come out. See where make sure your finger don't cross that trigger until that gun's level. Make sure this hand's out of the way when you're doing dry fire. All that's gonna, all that dry fire practice is gonna relate to live fire once you start doing it. So if you're doing a sloppy dry, you're gonna do it sloppy live. So don't rush out, and it's not about speed. It's about getting the movements down, getting the fluidity. Smooth is fast. Smooth will be fast when you start working on it. So just keep it smooth, guys, and keep it safe. So I hope you learned something here today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.